Happy Wednesday. I have Scott with me today. Scott, what's going on, man? How we doing?
How are you, Dennis? Doing well. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, man. So Scott is newer to LIA, right? Kind of just getting
Yeah, I've
started with
been
everything?
in since the middle of February, so I'm about a month in.
Nice. Month in, and you already got some action happening. So we were just talking a little bit. So you started out, kind of just got in and started just doing your thing, right? You're doing what? Cold calling right now? Texting?
Yeah, so I basically started before I joined LIA, and
Hmm.
like a year ago, I should have joined LIA a year ago, and then I decided I would do a bunch of stuff on my own. I'd managed to make one transaction happen in
Nice.
July of 2024, and I made about 25 grand. But I
Hmm.
took too big of a risk, and I could have lost 5 grand earnest money. I just didn't have a good enough exit strategy, and I lucked out and found a buyer at the last minute.
Yeah.
So I literally decided that I needed a coach, and I needed some help, and a team, and a group, and a community, and so I knew it was Leah.
Yeah.
Um, and so anyway, I just
Hmm.
my W-2 deal is uh, in a free fall. It's terrible.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm like, you know what? I got to go all in here. I don't care if it's burning the ships or what. It's like I'm like in a situation I got to get out of. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you got to like burn the boats and just do your thing, right? It depends on where you are in life.
yeah,
It's worth it. If you could dedicate the time and really push it. And if you're cold calling and doing stuff like that, you can make deals happen fast. That is the good thing. The quickest way to a deal is texting and cold calling. The simplest way to a deal is direct mail, right? There's a lot less of all the other stuff. So that's awesome, man. So all right, so you got one right now that you've done already. You have another one that's a double close, and then
yeah.
you
So the one I did for this last week, I was text messaging people, and I have follow up boss, and I load
nice.
up people in there. I skip trace them, so their phone number's there. I can click to dial, right?
Hmm.
I can also set up a template in follow up boss so that the template pulls together their first name and their acreage and then their street name, right? So I
Hmm.
set up a text message that says, "Hey, I'm just an old land guy and looking for a few parcels in your area. Are you the right, you know, Dennis Jones that
Hmm.
owns 6.39 acres on Western Street or whatever?" So it's very specific, and
Yeah,
so it doesn't look like bulk spam.
gotcha. Okay.
Oh, plus I'm doing it in the area code that my phone number is.
Oh, there you go.
I
Okay, that helps.
literally trying to stack the deck in my favor here by texting them from a local area phone number, and that could change later. But I need deals now. I need
Yeah,
every advantage.
exactly. Yep. That's awesome. So, okay, cool. So you got what?
I got one deal under a contract, and
Yeah.
it closes in the end of July, and now I'm starting the disposition phase. I've already emailed a whole bunch of builders and starting to kind of talk to real estate agents. I got a guy who wants to list it for me. I got the
Mhm.
title company. They're
Nice.
on board with the double close. The real estate agents on board with the power of attorney to list it.
Okay.
It's ready to roll.
What state's that in?
Arkansas.
Okay, cool. I have not done a deal in Arkansas. I don't know why. That's just one of those things that I just never we tried, not for a lack of trying. We've done a couple mailers there. We just never actually got a deal there.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, I'm working on my second one. So
there you go.
that one's uh, I built a website on my own, and it's like it features the property, and I didn't have amazing photos and drones and everything, but I built what I had. You
Yeah,
know, I copied a few photos that probably shouldn't have, but whatever, they're on there, and it's like it tells a
yeah,
good story. um,
exactly. Yeah, you don't have to always have like the craziest stuff ever. You just need to have something out there. Right,
yeah,
but that's cool though. So you built your own website for the property itself?
yeah. If you use Google Sites, it doesn't
Okay.
cost anything. The only thing it would cost is if you have a special URL.
Hmm.
Um, and I had one I wasn't using, paydirt.us, so I put it on
Nice.
that.
There you go. That's actually really smart. And then you could list it, host it, and then
Yeah, there's
people
no
can see it.
hosting fee or whatever, so I can use that
Perfect.
paydirt.us for property after property. Just make a new page and put a different property up there.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So the one you just sent me now, this is one that you got that you're just still underwriting, right?
Yeah, I'm still trying to make an offer and get a deal made with the lady.
Okay.
This is she owns 2 side-by-side 20-acre parcels.
Okay. I'm not going to share the actual parcel number and stuff like that, just because I don't want to,
Thank you.
do all that
Yeah,
here.
put it out there.
Yeah, but I am in the general location, so I'll share that screen, and we'll just look at on Land Insights. I'm just looking at everything. I want to make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, indicating where exactly we are. Let me look at this too. My dreams come true. Okay, cool. This is no, that's not it. What is this one? Is this address? Okay, cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna bring this up now. So
Yeah.
we are good. All right, so this deal you got here, this is a potential purchase. What are you looking at purchasing this one for?
My offer was 65,000 on a quicker close and a double close, closing in at the end of July or sooner at 85,000.
85,000. Okay. So 65, 85K for double close, 65K cash.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. DC. I'm just writing stuff down.
And just so you know, this was one that didn't have a cell phone. It said landline only. And so I just called her.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
honestly, you got to think. So the average avatar of the people we'd work with are usually 55 plus, right? So once you get to that 70, 80-year-old plus, they might not have a cell phone that texts. So you got to think about that. They might not even have email. So
I actually like when I've come across one that says landline. I feel like they may not even have caller ID.
Exactly. There's a lot of things about that. Yep.
So, and I'm in the same age range, so I can be that counselor. I'm 64.
Get the hell out of here. I thought you were in your 50s. Good for you, dude.
Right on. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
That's awesome, man. I love it. Okay, so I'm just looking at this one. This is a comp that sold a little while ago.
Let me see which one that is.
It's active.
13 acres. Yeah, okay.
I got that 13 acres. So it doesn't really say anything going on. Looks like it was listed for sale for 106, so it's like 8K an acre. It hasn't.
You think it's sold for that price?
No, it's under contract. I mean, it's not under contract. It's
for sale.
It's active. Yeah.
Yeah. The comps that I have on my little worksheet that I sent you.
Yeah.
Come in.
I don't want to pull that up right now. So
at around 6,500 an acre.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So I mean that's 8K an acre. So already I was going to say that might be overpriced. That's why it's not moving.
Well, there is one that's just north of her. It's for sale, and I got it off of Land Insights. It's that one by the freeway there, I think.
Yeah, I had my parameters set for max 20 acres.
Yeah, so that one is more than 20 acres, but she's got 20 acres, so we need to go up to 40 or 50.
You're offering 65 for both?
No, each.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, dude, I will pay. I will fund this deal right now.
No, yeah. I wish.
I know, right? Okay.
I mean, I've got it priced a little bit high. The percentages aren't great, but there's still some spread there. Even if she does a double close and I could sell it for 140, I think I'm going to go for it if I can get it for 85.
All right, so across town, this is probably.
Which one is that? I noticed that one too.
Yeah, look at you. You've already done all your due diligence. I love it. All right, let's see how fast. I want to just see how fast these things sold. Like that's important to me too. Is the speed. Good, no price history. Let me pull this up. Sometimes if I don't see it in here, I'll go onto like Redfin and see it there.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing too. Even Realtor.com sometimes has data that both of those sites don't have.
Yep, exactly. You got to kind of you need everything really to make yourself work. right, so let's see last year.
And sometimes if you just Google the address, you can get a cached page from prior months.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that before too. That works really well. This is a 40-acre sold January 24th. This just sold this year for 175 for 40 acres. It's 4,300 an acre. Let's see how fast this sold though. October 29th. So it went under contract in 5 days. That's a
Yeah, it was
really good.
underpriced, I think.
Yeah,
But that's
exactly.
good.
So
I want to be underpriced too.
I was just gonna say that. So because it was underpriced, see how fast that went under contract. So
Yeah,
you
people aren't
potentially have
stupid.
40.
They know what the prices are, when they're shopping. Because they do that price per acre calculation. When they're at 20 and 40 acres, that's all they look at is PPA.
Yeah, exactly. So 65,000. You're looking to pay 130, which is what? Divided by 40, which is 32.50 an acre. Now, if you were to sell this thing 40 acres, and you had it, let's say listed at 5,000 an acre, you're still looking at 200,000. You're looking at what? $70,000 spread, probably after realtor.
Yeah, is that enough to where I don't have to do a double close? You think a funding partner would play in that arena?
Not every funding partner, but let me see. Let me look at my calc real quick. This is just a little quick calculator I threw together a little while ago. So you're talking purchase price was 65 times 2 is 130. 2, 3.
No. She won't go for that 65 number.
Oh, she want. Okay, where do you need to be
No.
at?
Yeah, it's 85,000.
Okay, 85.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we did 85, so you got 160,
That's
170.
the double close number, but she's still not like ready to roll either. If I came to her and said I can give you 85 and it's cash, I could probably push her on to signing like the deal right away.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out a negotiation tactic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got that. No, don't matter anyway. Didn't we just look at this one?
Yeah, that's that one that sold in 2 days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's on here twice. Sometimes. Oh no, that was a different one. This one right here is the one I didn't look at. That's the one I was trying to find on here. Yeah. See, that's not even showing up on here.
Okay, so you're on Redfin. So see the one that's on the freeway?
This one?
Oh no, go to not sold. Go to on market once. Let's look at that for a second. I'll show you a weird one. It's literally on the freeway.
This is pending. Oh, I just want to see this.
Yeah, that's a good pending one right there. That's good.
10K an acre.
10,000 an acre.
It went pending in 3 days.
And then look at the one that's not pending. It's for sale right there.
399.
That one that's
87 acres.
Yeah, that's not the one I was thinking of. There's one it's like what 27 or 28 acres.
There's 23 acre. 164 days. New access for water. Blah blah blah.
Anyway, fly around and do what you normally do. I want to see kind of like what your thought processes are, because I've looked at all these a million times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one thing I look for is like how fast stuff is going pending. So like that's big. I'm obviously going to look at what's on market. You don't have a lot in this area on market, so that's one thing that's a kind of a good indicator, right? Because if we don't have anything right there, but there was demand for it in the past. That's great. So let's see. Let's check the last year. So we saw this for 175. What's this one for 170? 18 acres, 170. It's 5,200 an acre. All right, let me see how fast it went. I hate when it doesn't do that. This looks like it's got a house on it though. Investment value 95. Oh, that's weird. It's on Redfin. Okay. Here's 80 acres. This sold for 5K an acre. Iron gated highway frontage. Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably get I'm gonna say between 45 and 5,500 an acre. So that's kind of what I would peg this at. So you got, let's just do 5,000 an acre times 40. That's 200K. Let's throw it in the land calc. Let's see. Let's say we're gonna list this for 210. 199.11. All right. So, well, because I have that's with the lender and everything like that. So this would be actually like a loss right now. So you would need to get this if you're getting it for 85 as a DC. I don't think it's worth it because I'm seeing it around like 5,000 an acre. That's mostly what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
At 65, if you did get it at 65, let's just say that's 130K. Then you're making 42. 75 is 150. You make 20K right there. The difference though, right here, these are my lenders, so your prices are going to be a little bit different. My lender would be like 10%, 10 points. So
Yeah. So does it matter if it scales times 2?
if it what?
If it scales like double the size, instead of 20 acres, it's 40 acres. There's a bigger payday, but it's the same percentage.
Yeah, so it's just that you're doing two properties. Like, so you could sell one or both, right? I don't really see a big difference between chopping it up from like 80 acres and down. It seems like pretty homogenous as you go down. I mean, up in size too. Like, there's not a big correlation with the size in this county, which is interesting.
Right, like 5 acres don't go for a lot more money than 10 or 15 or 20 or
no, it's kind of strange. It's pretty linear. I'd be curious what the like maybe less than. Let's see what less than that is. Let's see two. I don't see any come up. Yeah, that's interesting. So this is 10 acres. This sold for 5,900. 5,900. Oh no, it's listed. No, sold. Yeah, this sold for 8,600. My life. Price change.
How long did it take to sell? You went too fast. I couldn't see.
Oh, sorry. 26 days, but around Christmas time. No, I'm sorry. That's the price change, and then it was removed. I don't see it being sold.
Maybe it didn't sell.
Yeah, it's just off market. That's interesting. I don't know why it says days on market. Sold. Yeah, that's not true.
It's an expired listing.
Yeah, it shouldn't show up then. 73.
It might be good if those did show up. If you could figure out a way to put those on a different color dot.
Yeah, it would be actually. Any expired listings would be amazing because you want to see what the expireds like. What didn't sell and why, right?
Yeah.
There's a
How much
reason
was
why.
it, and what does the property look like?
Right, price point, all that stuff. Yeah, and then honestly, then you call them and then you negotiate a really good deal. That's what you do because obviously they're interested in selling. It just didn't sell. This one sold for higher than normal. Have you talked to any realtors in the area yet?
No, I have a realtor in the area, but he's been on a plane for 2 days, and I'm like, he's not helping me.
I get it. Yeah, I would say you need to get this probably around that 65 price. I'd peg this definitely at like 5K an acre.
Hey, go back to that Land Insights page for a second.
Sure, where you at?
See that dot by the freeway? What's that one say?
Active 23 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at that one. This one's been active for.
Oh, but there's no price. It must be inactive then.
Yeah.
Actually, look that up on Redfin. I think that one has a high price tag on it.
Yeah, it says off market there.
I feel like this is the one I found on Redfin, but Zillow didn't have it.
one highway 165. Yeah, this is it, right? Isn't it?
23 acres. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
180.
Yeah, 180 for 23 acres.
It's not going to
This
sell.
was now listed under. It went under contract. Then they relisted. Then it went under contract and got relisted again. I wonder why it's going under contract.
But that's my nearest for sale comp.
Mm-hmm. Added side bonus, blah blah blah. Back to the property. Mobile homes allowed, no restrictions. 250 feet. Let's specify acreage.
I mean,
That's
if I could get
interesting.
anywhere near that price per acre, what is it? 180,000 for 23 acres?
Yeah, it's like 8K an acre, something around that.
Yeah. So as soon as that's a comp, that's 7,800 an acre.
Yeah,
I don't know. Doesn't.
I don't know, but that's 7,600 an acre, right? So, yeah, but it's active 164 days, hasn't gotten anything.
Yeah.
I'd
Needs
be
to get
interested.
sold.
Looks like it's got electric. It's also got highway frontage, which is something you don't have.
True.
Not that honestly, I don't like highway properties. I'd rather not have a highway property.
This
I'd
one's
rather have
just over, down the road a little bit. It's about 2 miles away.
Yeah. Did you see this? Michael just said this. Careful in Arkansas MLS. Just pulled my listing along with other land investors. Can't market a property you don't own according to the Arkansas MLS. Didn't know that. See?
Whoa, be careful.
This is part of why you're in a community. Because
oh, shoot. I was
I
about
didn't
to
know.
exactly do that too.
Yep, I would look into it. I would talk to your realtors because
We'll have a power of attorney. Does that count?
if you have I'm not sure. You'd have to check with them. But yeah, Michael pointed that out. It's awesome, man. Like,
Wow.
I don't
Thanks,
work
Mike.
in Arkansas, so I couldn't tell you edgewise. My listing got pulled 2 days ago. He said, AF does not help. Very friggin' interesting. Pretty crazy. So yeah, this is why being in the community and doing this stuff is so important, because somebody else did a deal there. I never done a deal in Arkansas. Couldn't tell you if it was like this or not.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, that changes everything.
things. Yeah, it does change everything. It's cash or not. I would double check and just make sure. That's definitely good real estate, like a good question for a broker. And then go from there. But yeah, I would peg that property at the 5K an acre mark. Only
Sales price,
issue,
right?
yeah, sales price. So that means if you're going to go cash and bring on a funder, you need to be at like 2,500 an acre at a buy.
Yeah.
So at 40 acres, times 2,500, you're talking 100K buy. It's 50K per lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be questionable about that.
Can I ask a question about Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah. What do you got?
Do you put properties up for sale there? Because there's not really a category for vacant land.
I'm sorry, say again.
Do you know how I posted a property on Facebook Marketplace?
Okay.
And it's a piece of vacant land,
Sure.
but I couldn't boost the listing to get more eyeballs on it because it violates some rule about housing. I don't know. There's rules, but they said it was in the wrong category. But there's no vacant land category in their housing, real estate.
Yeah, I don't know why they have that. It's so weird. I've only posted a few in there, and actually, what I did is I use this third-party service to do it for me. So basically, this company comes in, they do the listing for you. They were doing like 10 listings at a clip, and they would just send me the links. Anybody who said they were interested in buying it. I wasn't a big fan, to be honest with you. I didn't love it. I just didn't I think the quality of the leads were super low. They were questionable with everything, so I didn't really I don't know. We actually sold a couple deals. I don't know if they sold because of Facebook, but they ended up linking through, calling our realtor, closing with our realtor. So I don't know what the actual ultimate sale was, like if that worked or not. But I know other people that have a ton of success with using Facebook. So I think it's just a matter of listing it in the real estate category. I think that's a real thing. Yeah, I'm not too
Yeah,
sure.
no worries.
Yeah, I again, another thing I can't answer for you because I'm not too keen on it. I'd
Well,
post
I'm
it
just
anyway.
bootstrapping, and if I don't have the access to an MLS listing, I have to put it out there a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, you could put it on Facebook. You could probably put it on land.com, things like that. I don't know. A lot of people haven't been having a lot of success with land.com. But you could do that. You could do Facebook. You could do Craigslist. You could do all that kinds of stuff. Where else? There's yeah, I'm not too sure what else you could do it. But I would definitely check with the broker first in Arkansas
Yeah.
and see what happens, even if you have no IF. So this is a lot of like you're going to see a lot of this happening, especially with like states like South Carolina and other states like that have been leading the way, like South Carolina, Oklahoma, I guess now Arkansas, are states that are not allowing double closes and things like that. You can't list the property if you don't own it, kind of thing. You're going to see a lot more of that stuff happening because there's more and more people coming in and trying to do this stuff, not just in land. A ton of people are doing it in houses.
Mm-hmm.
A ton of people are basically getting contracts, doing innovation, and just selling the property they never owned, and they sell a house. So what happens with that is that's when NAR comes in and it's like, can't do that, you don't own it, and that's where big regulation happens and change. So I can see a lot of things changing in the near future. I don't know how fast or when, but I think slowly but surely it's going to trickle out like that, because I don't know if you know this, but NAR is like one of the biggest groups out there, and they have a ton of money, so they could influence a lot of people. Like I think they have more money or more members, I forget what it is, than NRA. So an NRA basically they influence elections. So
Yeah, they're the ones that created that lawsuit that create the buyer's agents now have to get a signed agreement before showing a home and disclose the commission up front and all that stuff.
Yeah, NAR is pretty crazy.
Maybe they're the ones that got sued. I can't remember now, but
yeah, no, they got sued. They actually had to pay out a huge settlement, but that's why they changed the whole thing with buyers agents and commissions and the way things work. So like, yeah, buyers agents is basically like not even a thing anymore, unless because everybody just goes to the sellers agents, which is both it's easier, save yourself money. But yeah, okay, so that deal right now is on a hiatus until you can figure out pricing and everything like that.
yeah. But
Not a
anyway,
big deal.
that's all I wanted to do is see you go through it. Same thing
Yeah.
I was doing before, but I learned, a couple of different tips and tricks as you did that.
Yeah,
And Land Insights is the bomb, man. That is like it's the
makes
bomb.
life a lot easier.
It's so much easier.
Yeah. You know what it is, man? It's honestly when you go to comp a property, the number one thing you're really looking at is like kind. That's it. You
Yeah.
can find like kind and proximity. Those are the two things, right? So how close is this property and is it the same? And if it's those two things, then that's your comp.
Yeah.
So
Super great.
I always err on the side of caution. So like some things I look at too, like I have two deals that are sitting on the market for over 200 days right now, and I can't for the life of me figure out why, right? I have comps, I have everything that support my pricing. I'm way under the pricing. It's just weird. It just happens sometimes. It's such a strange thing how it happens. And we own the deals, so now we're in it. Lenders are in it, everything like that. Peggy, those aren't spices. That's all land. That's all dirt from deals that I've done, and I got another box of dirt down there. Everybody asks, "That's spices?" But yeah, no, it's whatchamacallit. It's interesting. Like sometimes you think everything's gonna align, and like you're listing it under market, you're doing all the right things. Like we bought a deal in North Carolina that I listed $40,000 below market to get it under 200K, so I'd have more buyers coming in, hoping that I would get somebody to come in and just be like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go." And maybe sell for 210, and it's been on the market forever. It's just crazy. Huh. So we're working on different strategies to figure out what the hell we could do right to get it to sell. We've tried marketing it on Facebook. We tried everything, and I've had two buyers come in, and both times they couldn't get approvals for the loans. So it's not without like it went under contract It did sell, and they couldn't, fully commit. But then I got other deals that go on the market, and then in a day they sell. It's just strange. But the biggest thing I look at when I'm doing my due diligence, proximity and like kind, right? Those two things. And then I look at all the deals around it, how fast they're going under contract. They're going under contract 5-10 days. One, their pricing is probably perfect, or it's a little under. You could probably push the comps a little bit and list it a little bit higher. Maybe it'll take you 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get an offer instead of a week, right? But maybe you get a little bit more than the other one. That is one thing I've noticed a lot of, is that a lot of people and a lot of land investors are basically coming in and listing their properties 90% of market, right? What does that do? That just creates a downward trend in that market. Because now if a comp is selling for average is 14,000 an acre, and everybody's starting to list their properties at 13,000 an acre, well, now comps just went down to 13,000 an acre. And then next time people are listing their property at 12,000 an acre, well, comps just went down to 12,000 an acre. So you start actually driving the market down by listing under value. So what I like to try to do, if I know I have a good spread or I have good time, whatever the case may be, I'll list it like 5% above market. So if it's like 14,000, I'll list it like 14,500 just to see if I could drive a comp, and it'll maybe come at value at 14,000 or maybe a little bit above. Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if it's a market you're going to work in a lot. You don't want to
you don't want to be just shooting yourself in the foot every time you sell a property.
Yeah. Every time you sell a property, now your acquisitions, you got to buy it lower every single time. You want to drive the value up so that your comps are higher and all that stuff. Because appraisals, everything like that, they take.
Can't hear you now.
Am I good now?
There you go.
My mic just said it went out for a second. So when a lender comes in for your buyer and is like, hey, let's get into loan approval. Well, 2 comps just sold for less than your whatever. They're going to use those 2 recent comps. Which now, guess what? Now your property, they were under contract for X, Y, and Z. Boom, goes down. So, yeah.
Yep, you got to think about that.
Got to think about that stuff. If you have the time, definitely list it for market value or a little bit more. If you don't have the time, you're doing a DC or whatever the case may be, then it's fine to list it a little bit lower. But just understand that if you're going to work this market again, you're driving comps lower. So keep that in mind. Sense. Yeah. All right, cool. So you're hitting cold calling. Have you worked in any other states, or just North Carolina? Arkansas has been your first one.
That's the first one.
Okay, nice, man.
So just doing it part time, and just trying to get people on the phone.
I mean, I got some leads I could give you if you want to hit them. I don't do cold calling or texting, so
I'll do it.
I'll throw together a list and send it to you, and by all means, if you got a deal, we'll split it.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it. I don't mind doing it. It's easy work for me. I can do it just, a few hours here or an hour there and get somebody on the phone and make a deal.
Yeah, what I'll do is they're already skip trace and everything. So it's just a matter of, you don't even have to do that. So I'll give you a good skip trace list, and you can go ahead and rip at it and just keep me updated. Send us and just be like, hey, I got this.
I have no call reluctance whatsoever. I'll call anybody.
I love it. Yeah, what we have too is everything skip trace. We have their ages and on their all their information on there too, which is awesome. So now, if you're looking for the most motivated people, you could see how long they've owned the property for. You could see all that stuff. So when you go to call, they're going to be the highest.
Yeah, if you put it on a spreadsheet, I'll load those into Follow Up Boss, and
I have right now I have 60-something thousand records skip trace that I'm not doing anything with, and they're all priced and ready to go.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you off this. I'll send you maybe a couple thousand, and then we'll take it from there. And then works out, and great.
That's a huge win for me. Thank you.
Yeah, and then dude, get a deal. Let's rock it. We'll fund it. We'll do everything.
Okay.
You just get the deal, and then we'll take it from there. That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it.
Deal made.
Yeah. It's funny, when I first got into real estate, I actually was doing cold calling. That's what I did. I would cold call. I was a realtor, and I would just cold call people like crazy and try to get listings and stuff like that. And man, it sucks.
Yeah, it does. But you know what? Once you start doing it a little bit, it doesn't bother you, no matter what.
Yep. I used to use like a multi-line dialer, and I would just rip it. Just load in like 2,000
Yeah,
contacts.
I've used what's that called? Vulcan 7 multi-line,
I
and
use
you don't
Mojo.
even get to see what property you're talking about until somebody's on the phone.
Yep. Exactly. It was actually beneficial, right? Because you would
Yeah,
just run through it, and they would answer and be like, "Hey, blah blah blah, how you doing today?" I'm like, well, and then you just go right
yeah.
into it. Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, hey, it makes sense. Like I got a bunch of listings like that, um, listing appointments, got listings, and did my thing. It just not easy. So it's
Well,
commendable.
when you're first starting and you don't have a big budget for sending out mail, you have to do something. I don't mind it being effort based, you
Yeah,
know, get rewarded for your effort. And then and you can't really control the outcome either, but I can say, hey, every day I can make 75 cold calls. If
yeah,
I can do 75 cold calls in a day, I can get, I don't know, 5 people on the phone. And
yep,
then out of 5 people, maybe one person interested. And, out of 5 interested people, I can get a deal.
exactly.
That's
Well,
kind of how it works.
that's kind of how Ryland got started too. So when Sumner was doing this, Ryland and them were like sitting in the ocean, just bullshitting. And he's like, I want to get into it, whatever. So they Sumner's like, yeah, dude, I'll give you a list of deals. You go ahead and cold call them. So Ryland was just hammering the phones, cold calling people. And that's how he ended up getting his first deal. And kind of from there, it grew, you know. Now
Yeah.
he's doing, 6 figures a month. So
I just call them up and go, hey, did you get our letter?
yeah. And they're like, what letter? Well, that's the thing. You could actually say it with the ones I've sent you because we've already mailed all these people.
I
So
can say it with anybody because they got a letter from somebody.
true. Very, very true. Somebody's definitely sent them a letter. That is a smart way to do it. Yeah. And then they're going to be like, we got 1,000 of them. Oh, you
I'm
must.
like, okay, great. Just throw away all those letters and I'll just talk to you about buying it right now. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on the phone and I'm real.
Right.
Let's chat. Yep. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Dude, I love it. All right, cool. So what's your expansion plan? So obviously you're going to get some deals when I give you this list. You're going to get some deals
Yeah.
off that.
And I'm sitting in a house that I'm flipping right now.
Ah,
And so, but this is a long-term flip on a situation like what you had. Like it's priced right. There's no comp better out there. This is like mine's the deal. There's nothing to do. Everything's perfect. And it's like a beautiful place. It's in
yeah.
Texas. Um,
Nice.
it's on almost an acre. It's a beautiful property, but it's not
Mhm.
sold. And
Yeah.
when I first finished it, it was the weekend that I finished it. The rates went from 3. This was in 2022 to
Yeah.
7 overnight. And then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we're going to list it tomorrow. Well, that didn't
Yeah.
work, and
Yep.
it wasn't the price. um,
So now it's a long-term flip, which means, hey, now it's long-term capital gains.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong
so
with
I
that.
rented it out for a year or two, and then now it's vacant again. I came over here to clean it all up and make it right again, and now it's for
Yeah.
sale. As soon as it's sold, I'll start sending mail and hiring a VA to help me and expansion. Make sure I get land insights. I'm only on a trial right now, so I'm just
Okay.
on a skinny budget and need to make it happen.
Makes sense, man. I honestly running lean in the beginning is going to make you scrappy.
Yeah,
That's the best part about this stuff is like you look at some of this stuff like I'll show you for example. We just did a deal not too long ago in October, um, where it was a very small list. We went and just selected around the lake, priced literally just around that one lake. That's it. I did a deal breakdown on this, and I mailed out like 273 letters, something like that, something super small. And it was like basically I took anything in the lake, priced it at one price. Anything right outside the lake, I priced it at the next price, and that's it. That's all I sent was like 200 something letters, 273. I got 2 calls. One call was a guy. He basically had a property, but he's like, I don't want to sell that one. I want to sell another one. And it was a house that he was flipping. I didn't want to get involved. I'm like, no, not interested. Whatever. Um, so that one we passed on. The other one we got, the guy said, yeah, I want to sell. He's like, cool, let's go. He lived in Arizona. Got it under contract for 65. He's like, I need to net 65. That's my number. I don't care what else happens. I need 65,000. Cool. Looked at it. I comped it at, I was between like 120 and 140 for the deal. It was kind of like weird, like not a lot of comps. So it's like, you know what, let's take it. We'll list it. So we listed as a DC. for 125, 124.9. Literally the next day, I got a call from the neighbor that has the adjoining lot. And he's like, I want to buy it because I have horses. I want to like run my horses on it. He's like, I'll give you full ask, 125. Okay. Sounds like a plan. So
Yeah, great.
literally one day later, I got it. So like, you don't have to send 10,000 letters. You don't have to send 100, like that stuff does not matter. It's being intentional about the marketing you're going to do is what matters most, right? By you like selecting people and like going through with your cold calling and selecting people specifically like that have landlines or whatever the case may be, being selective like that and that sniper approach is going to pay dividends.
Yeah, what I did was I just took a whole county and said, okay, out of state owner, 5 to 50 acres, and didn't really have to do anything else. And then I scrub as I go. I didn't scrub it too deep. If I pull it, I pull it up before I send them a first text message. And if it's landlocked, I just delete them and go on. I don't mess with it. I didn't mind spending 10 cents,
Yeah.
getting their contact. So I didn't have to do, and I only downloaded like 200 and some change people. So I'm into this already, about $10 worth of marketing.
Damn, you're a high spender, huh? It's crazy though, but that's awesome, man. Like that's all you really need. You don't need a ton of money. You don't. Like you could get started on a really low budget. It's just a matter of being selective and doing the right thing.
And you gotta have a little bit of hustle.
Gotta have the hustle in there. If you don't have that hustle, then yeah, that's the issue. A lot of people think they can do it, but then they just really can't. There's no staying power. But setting up yourself where you're like, okay, I need X amount of numbers, X amount of this every day, and just boom, hitting that 75, whatever that number is, that's it. That's all you really need. I'm just looking at right now my lists I have. I want to see which one I have right here. Yeah, this is I'll send you this list first. It's about I'll probably like pick 5 or 10,000 out of this list and I'll send it to you. And then we'll start from there. And then I have like prime properties. These are properties that we know are good subdivide candidates.
And they're all priced out?
100%. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you my list of that's a good one. I'll give you this list.
I'll make deals for you, dude.
You got to promise not to steal these deals when you get them, though.
I will not steal anything from anyone. I can't even freaking.
I know. I'm just messing with you, man.
I can't.
No, these are all like, these are subdivide deals, potential subdivides that we've like hand selected. Like we hand scrub these and select them and stuff like that. Really, really good deals if you could get them, right? So I'll have to go through this, but I'll get you a list tonight, and then yeah, man, and then we'll get one together. I mean, if you do one subdivide, that could be a potential of like, depending on that deal, we'd have to figure out a split because we got to bring partners in and all that stuff. But still, one
whatever, dude. I'm not worried about that. I know I'll make money. I just want to talk to people and see how many people I can help every day. And when I help people, I'm gonna get plenty of money.
Well, that's the thing too, is like, all right, so you're looking at a subdivide. Most of the people, when you're calling on a subdivide, they're in a different bracket. They don't care about the like all this. They have money. They're good. It's usually like they're not hurting for anything. They just want to make sure the numbers work. So when we price for a subdivide, we price basically close to market, like market value as is, because we make our money on the value add, right? We're not making money on the buy low, sell high. We're giving them close to market, less realtor price and all that stuff. And we come in, we typically offer seller finance. So they're going to make up the money that they would have gained if they sold on the market by offering seller finance with a 2-year balloon or 3-year balloon. And then, that's pretty much it. So we're a good solution, and then we make our money when we subdivide. We know that it's doubling our money when we subdivide and we put in the roads and all that stuff. And those deals, you can make $2 million in spread, right? Depending on the size, which is nice. And then once you split up with partners, something like that, like on your end, you'd probably walk away with like $200K on one deal. And the nice thing about those conversations, they're highly educated conversations. It's not just like, this is their last dollar. They got to sell this property.
Yeah. No, I'd much rather be in that conversation with that person that doesn't
Yeah.
need the money than anybody else, because you never
Yep.
know where that conversation is going to go or who you're talking to and what kind of resources they have to do business with you in the future. It's
Yeah.
like just all about meeting the right people.
Exactly. Like we're trying to do, one right now that this lady has, she's got like, we mailed her for 160-acre parcel, and we ended up talking to her, and she owns like 300 something acres. And she's like, I'm not ready to sell now, but I'm going to talk to my kids. And if at some point we are ready, we'll give you a call. Cool. Great. That's amazing. Like what I did is I sent her a box of cookies right away and built that rapport right after the conversation. So she remembers us, and she'll always remember that because like she's going to hear my name, remember the cookies and all that stuff. Boom. It's a memorable experience. So I'll follow up with her, every month or two and just touch base and just see how she's doing. And that's it. So it's pretty
I might
cool.
use those cookies on the deal I'm working.
You should, man. It
That might get
works.
me down to 65K.
Yeah. So I like sending them for, if it's I love sending them, especially for subdivides. I think it's such a great tactic to send them. If you're doing like, depending on the deal, if like you're doing, I don't know, anything, like I was trying to get a contract signed. So I sent a box of cookies with the contract, and lo and behold, they sent the contract back like right away.
Oh, you can print it out and put the paper contract in with the cookies.
Yeah, because they needed a paper contract. They don't have an email. So
Okay, cool.
I had to mail it
Yeah.
out to them. I'm like, well, might as well just send them a box of cookies with it.
Yeah.
And then she got the cookies, called me. She's like, those are amazing. Boom, here you go.
Yeah,
Here's
that's
the
a
back.
that's a class act right there, man.
Yep.
That's very
Yeah,
class act.
exactly. It's a good hack, man. So all right, cool. So I'm gonna give you that list. We're gonna go through some deals. We're gonna get that going. Are you looking at any other markets and stuff like that besides like
You know
Arkansas?
what? I've got a million markets on my look at list, and I'm going on Land Insights and scratching those off every night and finding different ones. So I'm
Yeah,
just building a database. So when I
sure.
have plenty of budget, I've got plenty of ideas on where to put it.
Yeah. So when you get going, like when you're looking at markets, I look at all like the normal numbers, but then I'm gonna go look at the properties that sold and see how fast they're moving. And then what I love to see is deals that are moving fast in like less than 30 days that are going pending, but then not much on the market, right? Because
Sure.
that tells me there's so much
No
demand
supply.
and supply. Exactly. No supply. So if you could just get that supply rolling in, boom, you're gonna make money.
Well, and I like to niche it down all the way. I mean, I love your idea about the going around the lake. Anything that has a water, touching
Yeah,
water is one price, and then one removed is another price, and five removed is another price. You could, I mean,
exactly.
literally, I'm sitting on the in this house that I'm in right now. I'm one removed from the lake,
Mhm.
and literally, it's a great strategy. I don't
Yeah.
mind sending smaller batches of mail to talk about, you know,
Mhm.
anyway, to just
Yeah.
have a better,
Well,
you
just
know,
curious, this house you're sitting in, the price difference between one removed in the lake and on the lake is how much? It's probably
like
substantial.
200,000.
Exactly. So same exact thing happens to land. If you have lake frontage, it's going to be way more,
Yeah,
and if you don't have lake frontage, it's going to go down a little bit,
yeah,
not like whatever,
yep.
but dude, it's such a thing. Like once you start realizing that stuff and you're sending a blanket price for everything, you're either going to be overpriced or underpriced.
You're right, and
So
if you're working with water, affluent people like to live on the water. The people
yeah,
that have money, that pay cash, that sell the
yep,
land to begin with, they had money, and then when they bought it, and they don't really, they may or may not need it, but
yep.
they're just they're in a category that it makes them a little bit, uh, I don't know, different. I'd rather deal with a more sophisticated person anyway.
I agree. I agree completely. It's a different conversation. It's a different overall everything about the deal. And they're
You can
not like,
talk faster, explain
yep,
things, and they don't go, "Hey, hey, well, I can't
yeah,
hear you. Let's go. Slow down, buddy."
yep, exactly. Like
Have to
I
repeat
remember,
everything else. No, I said email.
yeah. What is an
Email.
email? Yeah. I had one guy that um they wanted, like they were calling me every single day for me to buy their property. And I'm like, listen, I'm gonna do it, but I need to go through my due diligence. Like this takes a little time. And something came up in title, took another little time. Every single day he was calling me. I need the money. I got to buy a car. I need the money, blah, 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 all this stuff. And it's like, oh, God, I get it. I'm happy I can help you, but like, I'm going to help you,
Yeah,
but you
that's
got
a different. I don't want. Yeah, I mean, I don't
yeah,
mind helping people. If I can help somebody, I'll put up with that. But if I get to choose my customers, why wouldn't I choose people that are more sophisticated and
exactly.
at least at the same level as me? I don't want to talk to somebody like Donald Trump, man. He's way more sophisticated than I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want to go up 5 levels either and not be able to understand what they're talking about.
There's another thing too. Like when you go up too high of a barrier, they're already way past you. Like,
Yeah.
so you try to negotiate with them on stuff and they're going to be like, no, I'm just going to call my broker and lawyer and let them deal with
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna sound stupid if you're doing
Yeah,
it wrong.
exactly. So it's not worth even doing that. So, all right, cool. This is awesome, man. I'm excited for you to keep crushing it. I
Yeah,
love
thanks, Dennis.
doing
I've been wanting to meet you, so I'm glad we met this way.
that.
It was
Yeah, this is
good. It
great,
was good for
honestly.
me.
I'll let you go because you're gonna hop on that other meeting, but
Yep,
I
I
think
see
we're
a
pretty
meeting invite.
much I think you're pretty much at that 5K an acre. Let's see what Mike says.
Right on. All
So
right, and I'm gonna go talk to Mike, and then I'm gonna go back and talk to my seller. She's a
let's
nice
do it, man.
person.
Cool. All right, appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, Dennis. Have a great day, man.
See you. I'll send you an email soon.
All right, bye for now.
Later.